Hello and good morning to all. Welcome to your English language live class. We are going to study today prepositions. So let's get started. Right? So we are going to learn about the words like in, on, under, next to, behind, in front of, between, and many more like that. And these words are known as what? They are known as prepositions. Okay? Before getting into the details of what a preposition is and its kinds and everything, let us look at the following sentences and observe these sentences and find out who study today. Okay? Look at the first sentence. I saw the teacher in the school. He is very kind to us. We are sitting on the chairs. So the words like in, then to, on, what are these? These are prepositions, as I told you. What can we see is that they are always used before a noun or a pronoun, right? See, chair is a noun, us is a pronoun, and they are kind of bringing out a relation between the noun which is used in the first part of the sentence and which is used in the second part of the sentence, right? So that is what the definition of preposition is. It is a word which shows the relation between a noun or a pronoun and some other words in a sentence. So it is a word which shows what it is a word which shows relation, and of course it is a part of speech, right? So it shows a relation between a noun or pronoun and some other word in a sentence. Look at the example. Ridhima lives in Delhi. Okay, so this word in, which is a preposition, it is bringing out a relation between Ridhima and Delhi, right? These are the two words, Ridhima and Delhi. Suppose this in was not there. If it in would have been not there, Ridhima lives Delhi. Then would it have made any sense? No. So in order to make a sense, in order to bring out a relation, we need the words like preposition. Okay. Now when we have understood the definition of preposition, let us look at the object of preposition, what an object of preposition is. Okay. It's nothing but the noun which is used um, after the preposition. Noun or a pronoun which is used after the preposition, that is known as the object of preposition. Okay. Look at the sentence. The dog jumped over the fence. What is the preposition? Over. So over is the preposition, and and fence. This is the noun which is used, which is coming after the preposition. So this is known as the object of the preposition. Okay. So this is what the object of preposition. Let us look at one more example for the object of preposition. It says, he drove our car to the store. Okay, so what is the preposition? Who is the preposition? And what is the noun which is used after to? It is store. So store becomes the object of preposition. Moving on, we come over to the kinds of preposition now. There are 5 kinds of prepositions depending upon its usage. The first one is the preposition for time, when we use to indicate time. Then preposition for place, when we use to indicate the place. Preposition for direction, when we want to know in which direction the object is. Preposition for agent, okay, we'll learn about this. And preposition for instrument, this also we'll learn in the coming slides. Okay, so let us start with preposition for time. See, as the name suggests, it will tell us about the time. Okay, So it is a preposition of time is a preposition that allows you to discuss a specific time period, such as a date on the calendar, one of the days of the week, or the actual time something takes place. Okay, we look at the different preposition which are used as preposition of time and its explanation, and also its example. See, the first one is on. Okay, now on, where do we use on? It is used for days, then it is used for week, when we it is used along weekend also. Let us look at the example. Many shops don't open on Sundays. Okay, so the day, it is the day of the week, Sunday. So with Sunday we use on, or with the days of the week we use on. Then what did you do on the weekend? Okay, this is also one of the usage of on. It is, if you can see, it is telling us the time. When does the shop, when do the shop not open? We can see that on Sundays. Okay, so it is telling us the time. Then the other one is in. Okay, in tells us, in is used before month. Okay, when we want to talk about season or year, or with morning, evening, afternoon. Basically it is used for the period of time. So you can look at the example: I visited Italy in July, or you can say I visited Italy in spring. I visited Italy in 1994 or 2005. Okay, if you want to use a year. Then look at the next sentence. In the evening, I like to relax. When do I like to relax? In the evening. So this again tells us time. This is the first time I have visited my ancestral house in 3 years. So this is also telling us about the time. Now let us move on to the next set of words which are used as preposition for time. At. Okay, at is used along night. It is used to show an exact or a particular time, like it gets cold at night, the meeting is at 10 o'clock. See, we are talking about a particular time. Okay, next is since. Since is used from a particular time in the past until a later time, or until now. Okay, if the action has begun in the past and it is going on till now, then we use since. For instance, we have been working since morning. So we started our work in the morning, and we are still doing our work. So for such type of sentence, we in such type of sentence we use since. Then comes for. It is used to show an amount of time, like for what duration I'm going, or I'm going to do the work. For example, I am just going to bed for an hour or so. Okay, so this is the amount of time for an hour. So here we will be using for. Now comes by. Whenever we use by, we mean that not later than the specific time which has been provided, at or before. She had promised to be back by 5 o'clock. That means she'll be back at 5 o'clock or before 5 o'clock, but not later than 5 o'clock. So this is the meaning of by, when we use by to indicate time, right? Then comes during. During is again a duration of time. The sun shines during the day. Then from and to, when they are used together, it is used to indicate the duration when used with the beginning and the end point. For example, I was not at home from 3 to 5 o'clock. So this is indicating the specific time. We know the beginning also, and we know the end time also. So we use there we use from and to together. Now we come over to preposition for place. It is a preposition which is used to refer to a place where something or someone is located, right? See, the words which we have studied in preposition of time, those were the same words we are going to study for preposition of place, but where the difference lies, the difference lies in the context. Okay, we must understand that in which context we have to use these words, okay, these prepositions. So with that will come with practice, and you should understand the meaning of the sentence, and accordingly you will have to insert the preposition. Okay. See, in we studied in preposition of time also, and we are going to study in preposition of place also. Okay. So where do we use in? For places with some boundary. For example, I watch TV in the living room. I live in New York. Look at the picture in the book. So these are what? These are the things which are placed inside in something. Okay. So this is indicating what? All these examples are indicating time. So in here, in is used as preposition of sorry. In all these sentences, the word in is telling us the place or the location. So here the word in is used as preposition of place. Next is at. At is used to show an exact position or a particular place. Okay, at in case of preposition of time used to show the exact time. So in preposition of place, it will show the exact or particular place. Okay. So let us look at the example. I met her at the bus stop. So this is the particular or the exact position we are talking about, the bus stop. So I met her at the bus stop. Now comes on. On is used to show that something is in a position above something else and touching it. Okay, something is kept above something. For example, the book is kept on the table. This is the most common example which you can take. And look at the picture on the wall. The picture is on the wall. It is in a position above something and also touching it. When something is kept on a surface, on the surface of something, then we use on. When we are using on in as the preposition of place. Next, by, next to, beside, near. This also tells us the position of the place. Okay. When something is lying in vicinity of something, then we use these words. Beside means next to, near means very close, next to is again the same thing. Okay. So the girl who is by or next to or beside the house. So when the girl is not very far away from the distance, in distance from the house, that is why we are using these words. When something is lying very close to the other thing, then we use these words. Between is very clear. Whenever we use between, when something is lying in between two things, not more than that. When there are more than two things, then we use among. Okay. But between, we always use between two things, when there are two things, right? Like she is sitting in between Tina and Pooja. So this can be one example. Okay, that one person is sitting in between two people, not more than that. Behind, behind means at the back of something. I hung my coat behind the door. Then in front of, which is something in front of, that means further forward than someone or something else. She started talking to the man in front of her. Then under means in a lower position. The cat is under the chair. below below means lower than something else. The plane is just below the cloud. Okay. Then we come to the preposition for direction. Very simple. It will indicate that where the thing, in which direction the thing is lying. So preposition of direction indicate that something is headed for or directed to somewhere. Prepositions of direction include prepositions such as into, on, onto, through, to, towards. Okay. So these are the words which we are going to study about. Let us look at the first one, above. Above means higher, relative to something else. Okay. So the milk is above the soda in the refrigerator. That means in the refrigerator, the milk is kept above the soda bottles. Then across, that is on the side of. My friend lives across the street from me. That is on the other side of. On the other side of. Okay, there are two sides of a road, or a street, or a river. Okay, so whichever thing has two sides, and the something or the other lies on the other side of the road. then road or stream or street, then we use across. Along, along means beside. The ducks are eating along the river, or I walked along the seashore. So beside something, when you walk, or when you are in a direction which is beside something, then we use along. Through means from one point to the next. The river runs through the woods. Okay. Then two words means in direction of. When you are moving in direction of something, the man started walking towards the exit. So where is he heading to? He's heading toward the exit. Okay. Onto, that is moving on top of something. The dog climbed onto the bed. He climbed onto the bed, on the top of the bed. Then from means the place where it starts. Like, do you come from Tokyo? That means, do you hail from Tokyo? Are you coming from Tokyo? So is it your starting point? Then into means entering something with space. See, when something is there inside something and it is in a still position, then we use in. For example, the cat is in the room. So the cat is there in the room and is in still position. But when someone or something enters some place, then we use into. When the noun or the pronoun is in motion. For example, he walked into the room. He is walking into the room. So here we will use into. This is the difference between in and into. Off means away from something. The cat jumped off the roof. Okay, the cat jumped away from the roof. Now comes the preposition for agent. These prepositions are used to tell the relationship between the noun and the actions. Okay. For example, by, to show that a thing is the cause of another thing, that something has caused the other thing. For example, The Wings of Fire was written by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he wrote this book called named as Wings of Fire. So he is the agent. This sentence here, by, it is bringing out the relation between the noun and the verb. That is, the book was written by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So this is what the preposition of agent is. We have only one we have only one this word which is categorized as preposition of agent. Last is preposition for instrument. These are used when describing certain technologies, machines, or devices. Okay. These prepositions are by, with, and on. We will look at the example and then you will get a clearer picture of this kind of preposition. See, by. By is used for traveling. He went by bus. Okay, we are using it for some transportation thing. So by bus. On, to show use of machine. You can calculate the sum on a calculator. So we are using it for a machine. Then with, to show that an action on a noun is conducted by another noun. For example, the man opened the door with a key. She cut the cake with a knife. So when we are using something to perform an action, okay, when a noun is conducting an action on another noun, then we use with. I hope it is clear to you. Right, so these were all the 5 kinds of prepositions. The prepositions are categorized so that you can understand the usage. This is the main objective or sole purpose of categorizing the prepositions, just that just so that you can understand the usage. Okay, the words are somewhat the same. We studied on in time also, we studied on in place also, we have studied on in instrument also, but you should know the context, right? So this is the best way to learn the preposition, that you should focus on the context and the usage of each of the word. Now, where do we place the preposition in a sentence? See, in all the sentence which we have done, you must have observed that all the preposition they are all the preposition, all the words, they were followed by a noun or a pronoun. Look at the example. She likes to write with her pen. So what is the preposition? The preposition is with. And what do we see? That we have a noun also and we have a pronoun also after it. So preposition is always followed by a noun or a pronoun. It's not necessary that it is followed by both, but here it is the coincidence that both the things are written, but it follows by it is followed by one thing or the other, that is either by a noun or a pronoun, or it can be followed by both. Next rule is sometimes they can be used after their objects at the end. For instance, I switch the fan on. Okay, if you want to reframe the sentence, it will be like I switched on the fan. So fan is what? It is the object of preposition. So we can also write, sometimes we can write it like this also, but not always. This is also one way of writing preposition. Next is, it comes at the end of the sentence when its object is used as a subject. I told you about the object of preposition earlier. So when the object is used as a subject, for example, look at the example. Bangalore is the city I would like to live in. If we would have reframed the sentence like this, I would like to live in the Bangalore. Okay, so in Bangalore, so what was coming after in Bangalore? So Bangalore is what? It is the object of preposition. So if we place the object of preposition as the subject, then also the sentence ends with a preposition. Bangalore is the city I would like to live in. Next, you already know about the prepositional phrase. It can be used in the beginning or at the end of the sentence. For instance, here we have the prepositional phrase in the beginning of the sentence. In the evening, we usually take a walk by the beach. And here you can see that by the beach is also a prepositional phrase. So again, we have encountered the example of both. That is, prepositional phrase being used in the beginning and prepositional phrase being used at the end of the sentence. Right? So these are the ways in which we should write the preposition. These are the positions of the preposition in a sentence. Lastly, let us know the difference between preposition and adverb. We have already done adverb. You know what an adverb is. It is a word which modifies a noun mostly, and an adjective also, and it can modify an adverb as well. So here, look, we will be using down is what? It is an adverb as well, and down is a preposition also. So see, look at the context and look at the purpose which this word is fulfilling. In the first sentence, so look at the purpose which this word down is fulfilling. Okay, the rain came down heavily. Now this down, it is what? It is qualifying the verb came. So a word which qualifies a verb, that is known as an adverb. So here down is playing the role of an adverb. Okay, so here down is adverb. In the second sentence, we ran down the stairs. See, here this down word, it has an object. Okay, and it is bringing in relation between we and stairs. So what do we get? That it is working as a preposition. So here it is working as a preposition and not an adverb. All right. So this is the difference between preposition versus adverb. Preposition and adverb. You must know that what purpose the word is fulfilling, or what function is it performing. Okay, only then we will be able to understand whether the word used is a preposition or an adverb. It doesn't happen with all the words which are used as preposition. Some of the words are there which can be used as an adverb also, as a preposition also. There you will have to look at the context and you will have to understand the meaning of the sentence. Okay. So I hope this much is clear to you, and if yes, then let us practice some of the sentences. Take 10 seconds of, take 30 seconds and look at all the 8 sentences and try to fill all the 8 sentences, and then I'll get back to you and ask the answers. The first one, he sat dash the chair. Let me see who will answer. Yes, Asil, what do you think the answer will be?
Ma'am, on the chair.
Very good. He sat on the chair. Next, there is some milk dash the fridge. Pranshu. Mute yourself, Asir.
Ma'am, in the fridge.
Good. In the fridge. She was hiding dash the table. Let me see who will give the correct answer to this one. Priyanshi.
Ma'am, under.
She was hiding under the table. Very good. The cat jumped dash the counter. Let me see who will answer this. Amitesh. Yes, Amitesh.
Ma'am, into.
The cat jumped into the counter. No, that is not appropriate. What else? Think of something good. Punch, what do you think the answer will be?
Ma'am, the cat jumped on the counter.
Yes, on the counter can be, no, on the counter will not be the answer. The cat jumped over the counter. Okay. It jumped over the counter because when the cat is jumping, it is in motion. Okay, so the same difference which I told you between in and into, the same difference is between on and over. On is used for something which is kept still on something, it is not in motion, while over is used for something which is in motion, which is on something but it is in motion. So the cat jumped over the counter will be the answer. Got it? Next, he drove dash the bridge. Let me see who will give the answer. Nashra, what do you think the answer will be?
Ma'am, he drove to the bridge.
He drove to the bridge. Yes, it can be also an answer. What else? Let me hear some other answer. Shubh, what do you think the answer will be?
He drove across the bridge.
Cross the bridge. No, we travel the length of the bridge, not the breadth. Okay, across is used for the breadth. He drove over the bridge can be the answer. Right? Let us move on to the next one. She lost her ring dash the beach. Ananya.
She lost her ring on the beach.
On the beach, no. This is the exact position we are talking about. Yes, Yashi, what will be the answer?
She lost her ring on the beach.
She lost her ring on the beach is not appropriate. Devyanshi, what do you think the answer will be?
Ma'am, in the beach.
She lost her ring at the beach.
Very good. She lost her ring at the beach. Okay. Then the book belongs dash Anthony. Let me see. Anvesha. What will be the answer?
To the beach. To Anthony.
Yes, the book belongs to Anthony. Very good.
The book belongs to Anthony.
Correct, correct. Very good. Last is they were sitting dash the tree. Unnati, what will be the answer? Yes, Unnati. Okay, Divyan, can you give the answer?
Ma'am, under the tree.
Very good. They were sitting under the tree. Okay. So this is all for today. So that is all for today. I hope you have enjoyed the session and thank you for being patient. Take care.